happy Libra season.
I know it's somebody's birthday. I think I know. I think I know him kind of well. You might know him too.
Yeah, and I might be familiar with who you're speaking about.
I think you know him well.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. And my birthday, you just had a birthday. Thank you, brother. Thank you, and a happy birthday again to you, as I know that you've gotten to celebrate that birthday here. So definitely, man, I'm excited for the both of us. I'm excited for this conversation. I appreciate your patience as we always get carried away with fantasy football and helping everybody set up their lineups here. But, kind of a broad paintbrush to the whole thing here. Actually, before we get to football, I want to ask you this. What does Libra season mean to you? We've talked about it before on the show, so describe Libra season.
The best time of year. The weather is beautiful. It's fall. The leaves done fell off. You can put your hoodies on, your sweatpants. And my birthday in Libra season, your birthday. It's a lot of great people born in the Libra spectrum. From September to October 22nd. We good money.
I love it. And Crume, we're speaking at a time where Syracuse had started off the season non-conference play 3-1, lost to a team that I think you and I can agree on they should have never lost to in Rutgers. And coming out of that game, have lost the last three, all three ACC games, lost by 3 at the last second at Florida State, where they've never won. Lost at home in overtime against Wake Forest by 3, and lost against Clemson by 3 at home as well. What have you taken away from these first 7 games of the season?
That we don't play to win. We lack aggression when it's time to go in for the kill. Like you said, we lost all games by 3. That's 1 or 2 plays per game. Like, even you watch the games, like when they kick the field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 2. That field goal wasn't about to change. Let's go win. The great teams go play to win. You might have to gamble to win a couple games, whether it go good or bad or indifferent. Like, I'm just a person. If you're confident in your team, we come to win. Let's go win. You missed the field goal, you lost anyway. So, Miles went for 4th 2, drained the clock. It's not like we got a world beater defense. That's what kills me about stuff like that. Even on defense, we don't attack. It's like every team we play, we just take the blows and we make our plays here and there. It's like we never try to go dominate a game from start to finish.
You said it well. You said it well. They're not going in for the kill, and I think that's something that's it's something that's just it's debilitating. And do you think that comes from the top down? I mean, is that in your opinion coming from Babers not going for it from 4th and 8 on the Rutgers 42, not going for it on 4th and 2 from the Wake 27, not going for it on 4th and 1 in Clemson territory? Right after the game, sitting in the Dome as I was finishing up my story before I went downstairs to the president, and it's been proven to me in multiple games, 4th and 2 with Garrett Schrader and Sean Tucker, 4th and 1 with Garrett Schrader and Sean Tucker, and we'll get to the Andre Schmidt thing in a second here.
Okay, well, we saw it. The year they won 10 games, they was aggressive.
For me, I watched Garrett Schrader in the Wake Forest game come off the field. He came off the field as slow as molasses. He was walking really slow, then he stopped, and then he started to kind of walk again, almost like he was hoping that Dino would change his mind. And he said, he was like, I wanted to go for it. But to me, I don't know how you build team bonding and camaraderie and trust and respect. I don't know how you build any of that with your team when in me. And he said, he goes, that's like a 4th and 10. He said if it was closer to 4th and 10. But if it was shorter than that, then I would have went for it. Well, that's obviously not the case because he said that to me in week 2. And it's just run the ball. Dino, run the ball. This is who you are. This is RBU. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Please just run the ball. And I was at Cafe Cubal in Manlius doing a show with Rob Drummond, an awesome, notable running back of Syracuse football history. And I looked at him and I said, they need to run the ball. And here they are running the ball, having their most successful season they've had since 10-3, which is with Schaefer's guys. So I am proud that they're doing something that I was really pushing for forever and a day. And it's good to see that this is actually happening. What do you think about Syracuse finally running the ball? What do you think about Dino Babers finally trying, instead of doing the orange is the new fast, let's score in 37 seconds, which I think is BS, because if you have offensive drives where you score 37 seconds in, or you score a minute in or a minute 10, you're giving the ball back to Florida State. You're giving the ball back to Miami. You're giving the ball back to Clemson. You're giving the ball back to NC State. You're giving the ball back to Louisville. You're giving the ball back to, Pittsburgh. Syracuse cannot afford to do that. So this whole orange is the new fast, I had two thoughts on it after seeing it for a few seasons. I said, orange is not the new fast. Orange is the new 3 and out. And
that's exactly what I'm about to say. All that 3 and then your defense be back on the field in 50 seconds. Once you get behind the sticks and that offense is over. You going fast, you get a quick 3 and out. The team got the ball with 14, 15 in the first quarter. It's still only a minute gone, your defense on the field. Then they score, we get a 3 and out, your defense back on the field. So your defense has been on the field 4 times in one quarter if you don't execute.
Yeah.
Especially if you play an explosive team as well.
And that's the thing, is that it doesn't matter if you score. I mean, yeah, okay, obviously you want to score. But you score or don't score, again, scoring in 37 seconds, scoring in a minute, scoring in a minute 30, as opposed to scoring in a 5-minute drive, is very different in the sense of when you're running the ball, you're condensing the clock, you're shortening the opportunities, you're shrinking the game. So when you're playing a Clemson or a Florida State, they get 5 possessions, 7 possessions, not 11, not 13. And so, that's how I look at it, is running the ball successfully. It does so much for you, whether you score or not, and whether it's field goals or touchdowns, you're still condensing the game. And the funny thing is, that's what everybody did to Syracuse. Last year in a 1-10 season, that's what Liberty did, that's what Duke did, that's what all of these teams did to Syracuse. North Carolina, I wasn't impressed at all by Sam Howell. And in the second half, when he had like 63 yards in the first half, all they did was run the ball with Javonte Williams, and they killed Syracuse. So to me, it's reality. If you can run the ball well, you shrink opportunities, you shorten the game. So that in and of itself is going to give you a better situation.
As far as what's been the worst group on the team recently, the offensive line the last couple years, it's easier to get an offensive line to run block than pass block. You can hide somebody more on the run blocking scheme than pass blocking because they can identify that weakness more in pass sets and all that. That's why our quarterback is constantly sacked and under pressure. But if you run the ball, you establish a little physicality and you build their confidence up. Offensive lineman is more likely to run the ball. When you run the ball, you see those guys get rolling. You doing all that pass set and get beat, they send stuff, and you only can slide to protection, then you leave one side weak. And you establish that physicality throughout the game, what kind of game it's going to be. That's how I always get my mindset when I play football. After the first run play, I'm good because I know what kind of physicality the game going to be. Is they bringing it or they know how it's going to be? Like, all this trying to – and the thing is killing me, too, is we keep trying to run the fast system without the personnel. We don't have the explosive athletes in the conference. You trying to run fast pace. Who really scares you as an explosive playmaker besides Tucker on offense?
Nobody. I mean, the scariest guy was Nykeem Johnson, and they didn't use him, and he transferred out.
Yeah, but you need those kind of guys. You need game breakers when you want to run explosive, fast-paced offense. Like the Big 12, most of those guys have receivers go first, second round every year because they high-paced. You got to have those type of personnel. It should just be a fly route or a bubble screen. There's no route concept. There's nothing. It's easy. And then we putting the defense back on the field, and they weren't like world beaters either. They was playing just to not get beat over, get beat with big plays. They just taking blows. Especially when they was running that 3-3-5, I was losing my mind, Jan. Just taking the run.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, I think one of the tough things too to see, speaking here with Syracuse Orange and NFL alum Eric Crume, I think one of the difficult things for me to watch, and Isaac Elford, who works here with me inside of Dan Tortora Broadcast Media and Wake Up Call and coming into the family a few weeks ago, Isaac and I were talking about it during the game. How do you play back so far? Like and this is the thing, the defense has a lot of positives to it and a lot of individually good, talented players, and they've been able to do some good things in these last couple of years. Even in the 1-10 season, that wasn't the defense. The offense just wasn't scoring. So I look at this defense, and I say to myself, if it's 3rd and 11, why are you 11 yards back? Like the defense was literally schemed to not touch the player, to allow the pass, allow the completion to happen, and then not touch the player until the player gets to the first down marker. And Isaac kept looking at me going, "What? How are they on 3rd and 10 yards back, 11 yards back?" And I think that that's what you're obviously speaking about right now, which really has thrown me off, is to, in what world do you give them 12 yards when they need 11, and then what are you hoping, that they drop the ball? I mean, I guess I just don't understand it.
They just play bend, not to break. Like, you got to be aggressive. Like, they don't go to try to go get nobody and establish dominance or assert their will on the other team. They just play cushion off and hope they make a tackle. And a lot of times, miss tackles, first down, big play. They play all the cushion and still get beat deep and give up big plays. That's what kills me. All this cushion, the guy scores 60-yard touchdown, all like the big plays against Wake Forest. How are we getting beat deep late? And we playing all back cushion anyway. We're not sending no heat, nothing.
Yeah, and that's the frustration. And I think a lot of fans feel that. They sense that, and they feel that same frustration is the reality that, Syracuse on defense is not scheming to necessarily stop anything until it comes. They want you to come to them. And it used to drive me nuts. Rashean Mathis, the former corner of the Jaguars, his MO was, I'm going to let you catch the ball, and then I'm going to push you with my hands and hope that you fly out of bounds because I think I'm the Hulk. I'm literally going to come up to you and just push you. Just put my hands on you and you just fall to the ground. And it was such a stupid way to play defense, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to, witch hunt Rashean Mathis. I'm using it as an example. So I apologize, Rashean, if you hear this and you take offense to this. I'm saying I didn't understand that type of defensive play. But it drives me nuts seeing how talented this defense is and what this defense can do. And then all of a sudden, they're playing back. And I'm thinking in my head, why? Why are you playing back so far? What are you, you're giving up 5 yards on a run. You're either giving up a 5-yard run or a 5-yard pass. By the time you get to this guy, if it's a run, he's got momentum. If it's a pass, he's already caught the ball. I don't understand the scheming of it, and I don't want to put that on the players because the players are doing what they're told to do, and these players are junkyard dogs. Josh Black, Kingsley Jonathan, Caleb Okechukwu, Cody Roscoe, to McKinley Williams, Curtis Harper, Michael Jones, Marlo Wax, Garrett Williams, Jahad Carter, and so on and so forth. Deuce Chestnut. There's so many talented players on this defense, and it's embarrassing to see how good they are and how bad the scheme looks because it's only going to make them look bad on paper.
Yeah, the scheme. That's what it bothers me. I watch it because they don't I don't like saying being critiquing because everybody got a job to do and you don't want to say you go. But I never liked their scheme from when they brought Dino's coaching staff in because they're not aggressive. Defense is meant to attack. We just taking the blow and not. We just taking the blow and not attacking. It's you just named 13 kids. We never get to see them highlighted because they make a splash play and then we sit back and wait. Let's wait for the offense to catch it and hopefully you make a tackle. So one missed tackle, now we got a 5-yard gain. It's 25 now. When are we going to get aggressive? What do you have to lose? Keep sitting around waiting, and it's frustrating too. They go 3 and out, and they sit back and play just being on break defense.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is it's also when Syracuse is up, the notion that Dino doesn't, like you said, keep the proverbial foot on the neck. He doesn't do that. He just, instead of playing to win, he plays not to lose. And you've seen how that's turned into many, many losses. And I think that that's where, frustration comes in is, why are you not, does Clemson stop scoring on Citadel even with their starters out? No. It's just, to me, it's aggravating to see this offense just, play not to lose, where it just seems like simplistic and kind of ridiculous. And then, defensively, where it's like, well, just give him a little bit of space. Let him catch the ball. And what does that do? If you give away a 5-yard pass and a 6-yard run and a 7-yard run and a 10-yard pass and an 11-yard pass and a 50-yard pass, what does that do? It backs you farther and farther and farther and farther and farther and farther and farther where? Into your end zone. So eventually you end up in your end zone slowly but surely. And what are you doing to yourself? By giving up these little plays and hopefully not the big play, you're giving up eventually the entire field, and you're giving up a ton of time on the clock because you're giving them time to get down the field. So none of this scheming is positive. None of it is working. None of it is healthy. And on offense, why do you not play to kill? Play to kill. If you're up by 3, then get a touchdown. You're up by 10, go for another touchdown. You don't play it safe. The NFL, college football, it doesn't matter what level of football. Football is not a safe sport. They're trying to make it as safe as they can, but it's not a safe sport. You don't play it safe. It's barbaric. Alabama doesn't slow down. Texas A&M doesn't slow down. Florida doesn't slow down. Clemson doesn't slow down. For goodness sakes, Pittsburgh doesn't slow down. So how can you slow down by any stretch of the imagination at any point in the game? You can't. And so I would just like to see this Syracuse team play to win, but that comes from the top down.
Yeah, and with that type of defense, unless the offense establishes a rhythm. Let's say the quarterback is off, but you sit and let the receivers play underneath and get them 6 yards, 7. So now they getting their timing going. He's feeling confident. Or you giving up them 4 or 5 yards. So you letting them get their rhythm and their confidence up. I done caught 3 balls in a row. Whether it's 4 or 5 yards, it's all a mental thing for the athletes. Okay, I'm in rhythm now. I complete a 5 straight pass, which is cool. The defense might be fine with it. It's only a 4 or 5 yard pass. But now all you take is one missed tackle to turn that 5 yards into 50. Or something simple like that. Like, I'm just not a proponent of sitting and just playing conservative. That's just my football personality. Like, I'm going out to attack. This is a violent game. This is an attacking game. The most physical team wins and the most disciplined team wins most of the time. Like, a lot of people make football more than what it is. Can you get 11 guys doing their job effectively at one time? That's all it is. Can you win your matchup and can you get 11 guys doing their job, their best ability at one time? And we can't never get everything clicking. There's always one side of the ball playing well. I don't think they put a complete game yet together.
No, and that to me is a huge. And you've said it well. People are looking at the punter now like, oh, the punter sucks. I hate the punter. I'm so mad at the punter. And I'm sitting here going, man, the punter was the best player on the team for like 2 or 3 years, but the offense wasn't good. Now the offense is better. And now now people are still losing their minds. So I mean, I understand you want all 3 phases of the game to work, obviously, but to me, it's you were spoiled with punters, Nolan Cooney, Sterling Hoffrichter, Riley Dixon, and so on. I mean, just guys that just know what they're doing, and not that this guy doesn't know what he's doing, but he's a true freshman. He's supposed to make mistakes. And with all due respect, these guys got to learn under other guys. Well, James Williams didn't. And that, you could put that on the coaching staff and say, well, why didn't you recruit a punter sooner? You could say that. But ultimately, what it comes down to is he needs time. And Andre Schmidt, this man makes field goals and makes field goals and makes field goals and makes field goals. And now everybody wants to throw hate mail at this kid, scream at this kid, put this kid down.
Remember the kid from Florida State didn't miss none in college and got cut his first year. Couldn't make it in the NFL. It goes like that. Kicking is like confidence and all that. It's the slightest thing, and it's like, but he wouldn't even be in that position. They went for the on 4th down. We playing the tie instead of going to win. Even if we get the first down and we start to kick a field goal, we close or not. Who knows what happened? We wouldn't put them in that position if everybody else executed well. Like, I don't like to blame the special teams. Yeah, they play a part, and yeah, we get frustrated. Like, it's athletes too, but sometimes they don't do nothing but practice with kick and stretch. So we do get frustrated, but you got to be a thumb pointer too. It would never happen. We never put the kicker in that position. If the game one time we needed that field goal, he couldn't have missed, right? Or we either stopped him on defense or we just got 7 more points. So you got to start just looking at yourself sometimes instead of trying to point at. Once you start pointing out special teams players, the reason why the team ain't successful, that just means the team is not good overall.
Yeah, and that's something that they have to deal with right now, and they have to try and figure out. Tommy DeVito, Taj Harris, Jarvion Howard decide to leave the team. Not only do they jump into the transfer portal, they do it in the middle of the season. Jarvion Howard sat out last year and left this team after a few games. He was the number 2 running back on the depth chart going into last season had he played, and we may have never seen Sean Tucker. So there's that. Taj Harris was the number 1 overall receiver at Syracuse, and Tommy DeVito was a multi-year starter at quarterback. These aren't just guys leaving the team. These aren't backups leaving the team. These aren't people leaving the team going, I didn't get any playing time. So how do you assess what's going on with Syracuse right now with these 3 guys leaving?
I don't even think it's just Syracuse. It's really like the culture of college sports right now. Like, it starts young, too. Like, I was having a conversation with some youth league coaches. I say, how many kids play for multiple youth league football teams now in this generation? Because when stuff get hard, it's okay to go somewhere else. That's why it's a lot of lack of development in programs now. Like, look at what's going on in Oklahoma. Rattler was supposed to be the number 1 quarterback prospect, number 1 pick in the draft. Now, he probably going to leave now because he had a bad run instead of staying to get better and fight for his job back. That's just the culture, everything. And it might be something different at Syracuse. Maybe it's the culture. We're not winning. I can't speak for something I'm not directly involved in. Like, I think mostly, like, majority of college athletes had to start to transfer, like, when stuff not going your way, especially when you're young. It all cross our mind. Like, it crossed my mind first. I'm ready to get up out of here. I ain't playing because the mindset, we are going from being the man to just another guy until you reinvent yourself. So it's a little different from some people. Like, when you get to college, it's 90 and 100 guys that was all something from different parts of the country. It's not like high school where it was 2 or 3, 4, maybe even 4 elite players on one team. We knew who the guys was. Everybody was somebody in their area. Now we all on one team. So now how you separate yourself again? So some people can't deal with the competitive nature. Some people don't like the environments. Everybody got different factors why they transfer. Like DeVito, you had your chance to start. You didn't. Granted, your offensive line was terrible. I'm not even going to just stick it all on him, but you had ample amount of opportunity. So how much green the grass is going to be on the other side? Because a lot of guys transfer and don't play at the next school if you really look up the number. Unless you like a fifth year, a lot of guys transfer and still be backups.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, how are you looking at this? Because in the musical chairs of life, eventually there's going to be more players than chairs. Just like the game musical chairs, there's going to be more people trying to sit than there are seats to sit in. So how do you assess what's happening? How do you assess what we're seeing right now? I mean, is this a world that is lacking personal responsibility? Is this a world that is lacking the desire to fight for a job? Is this a world that's become complacent, saying, give me what I want right now and stamp their foot? I mean, is this what we're looking at right now?
I think it's kind of come to that. It's the culture that's created right now because all the social influences that's tied into sports and stuff right now. Like 15 years social media wasn't that prevalent. So now you got kids taking pictures before the game. Now you got the NLI stuff now. So now money is involved. Let me go to the biggest school that's going to get more endorsements. So it's so many factors involved now. I'm not saying it's tame to football, but it's stuff you got to consider now instead of just football. Football is just not the main thing now. Okay, well, I want to go to Syracuse or Alabama. Who's going to give me the most NLI money? I'm going to Alabama. Or just something like, it's little stuff like that. Who gets the most TV games or the facilities, the culture? Like you said, some of them kids tired of losing. And you can't be mad at them, but what's going to really be the difference? Okay, you're the number 1 receiver in the pass heavy offense. How many other schools you going to go to be the number 1 receiver in the pass heavy offense? Or how many times you going how many times you going to get a start multiple years for a program and you transfer? You're not going to have that same cachet at those programs. Nobody really cares. You know what I'm saying? So it happens all the ways. It could pan out and it can't. We've seen it firsthand from the same experience. Like my boy Drew Allen came, real great guy. He came and it did pan out in Syracuse. And thought he was all everything from Oklahoma. So it can go both ways. So, it can go where you be successful. But most of the time, it usually be fifth-year guys who got hurt, somebody took their job or stuff like that. But just running ain't going to change the situation. You're still the same person. You're just in a new location.
Well, and that's the thing, and sometimes, listen, sometimes it's good. It's good, the change of scenery can be good. It can be positive. It can be helpful, but I know you're on the outside looking in. You're not in the locker room, but from what you've seen in 5+ years with Dino Babers and I can't even say in the staff because the staff changes every year. With the staff changing constantly and players transferring out and now having 3 starters because Jarvion has been out there, before, losing starters on top of losing coaches consistently, what is that telling you of the culture at Syracuse right now?
That it might be time to change the culture. And I don't think he's done a bad job. It's just like you said, it's a lot of revolving doors. People leave, the coaches leave, the kids leaving. And, the identity change, we started off from a pass-heavy team, now we're a run team. 1 year we was passing. It's no – okay, let me ask you a question. What you think of Syracuse – when you hear Syracuse football, what you think of as an identity or a culture? You don't know, probably. I couldn't tell you. Your answer might be different than mine, but I couldn't tell you if somebody asked me that.
Yeah, I would say what they need to do is become RBU again. That's what I would say. But who are they today?
I asked you what's their identity today. What was your answer? Right now, I'm asking you, what's Syracuse football identity?
Schizophrenic. It doesn't. There is no idea. It's kind of like writing something on on a ripped up napkin. You don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what it's going to be. And it's frustrating because you try to drill this, orange is the new fast, we're going to be fast, we're going to be fast, we're going to be fast. But you're not going to be faster than Clemson and Florida State. In Miami, you're not going to be faster. The thing that's frustrating that I think fans have to deal with is the fact that Pittsburgh came into the ACC at the same time Syracuse did, and Pittsburgh is already comfortable. Pittsburgh is already a threat. Pittsburgh has won their division. And granted, the division has not been as hard as Syracuse's Atlantic Division in the Coastal, but Pittsburgh and Pat Narduzzi, they're going to bowl games, they're recruiting well, they're sending guys to the NFL, they're being successful in the division, they're being successful in the conference, they're being successful in non-conference. I picked them to beat Tennessee on the road this year, and they did within that SEC game. The issue is in 2013, Syracuse and Pittsburgh started ACC play, and Syracuse has still not found any type of comfort football-wise in the ACC, but Pittsburgh has.
Well, Pittsburgh stuck to most part what their identity is. They always have a 1,000-yard rusher, if I'm not mistaken. Even since I've been playing, they run the football. They have one viable receiver, just to average the good quarterback, and they play some. They have a couple playmakers, and they recruit their area where they stick to their identity. They're not trying to outspeed conference. That's what was our problem. We trying to out-athlete Clemson and Florida State, which we never going to do. You just got to be realistic. They pull the recruits, the hotbed areas. They going to get more of the speed and athletic guys than they hotbed at recruiting. That's just the reality of it. We up north. We don't get to play spring football. We inside in the wintertime. It's guys down south playing spring football in high school, get to play all through the winter, get to be outside because it's nice out on side to work on their game. A lot of times guys from up north be real strong. They're in the weight room and all that stuff. So you got to start breaking stuff down in the simplest forms and being realistic. Like you said, why are we trying to out-athlete Clemson when they got 35 stars on their roster? They fifth string is faster than probably one of our fastest players. It's just a reality. So how can we do it? Let's run the football. Let's limit possessions. Let's control the time of clock. Let's be more physical. Let's condense this spread. No, let's go double. You got to start scheming. If you don't have the personnel to execute your scheme, now you got to adjust your scheme. But the good coaches adjust their scheme, their personnel, not the other way around.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you play to the strength of your players. You don't try to force them into something that they're not going to be comfortable in. You play to their strengths. You play to who they are. So looking at who they are right now, you're a former defensive lineman at Syracuse. Josh Black, who I just did a special with, you can check it out on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. I spent a lot of time with Josh, and have spent a lot of time with him over the last 6 years. He's a good man. Josh Black, Caleb Okechukwu, who's also been on the show, Cody Roscoe, who's also been on the show, McKinley Williams, who's also been on the show, Curtis Harper, who's also been on the show. What is your take of the defensive line?
I always like the defense line. I just don't ever think they always utilize right. Like, because I trained one of the guys that transferred from Syracuse, that's from Detroit, Zach Morton. And just in our conversation, they don't utilize the talent that they have. Like, I think we got a lot of guys that can make a lot more plays. They make splash plays, and then we go back to sitting back and waiting. Like Black, I like McKinley Williams. Like, I like his athleticism. Like, they got some guys. It's not.
Oh, and Kingsley Jonathan, too. I don't want to forget Kingsley. So
yeah. And I think, like, consistently, like, even like through the, it might not have been no world beat day, but we always had consistently solid group up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't have no gaudy numbers, it's always been some type of consistency. Guys develop, they grow together as a unit. I like what they doing is just what they do in the back end. They don't ever get to attack because we sitting back in the back end and waiting. Or they giving up 5 yards. You can't get to the quarterback. It's 2 seconds to get to 5 yards to stick and do a turnaround. They don't put the guys in position. They don't, like, let's get to mixing it up. They don't put nobody to create mismatches either. Like, you got to find that weak guard to tackle. Let's switch our, like, I just don't like what they doing scheme-wise. I don't think the unit is a problem. I like the unit personally, but I don't think they use the unit as good as they should.
no, and I get that, and I can understand that, and I think it comes down to, obviously you have to make better decisions, and those decisions need to happen sooner than later. Do you think going 0-3 in the ACC is on the players? Is it on Dino? Both? How do you look at how the fact that 9 points has separated Syracuse from being 6-1 to 3-4?
I'm gonna say both because, like, 3 points, I can just really pick it on the coaches, but at the end of the day, the players still gotta go play. Y'all just didn't lose, the coaches lost too. So it goes both ways. Players gotta, do a better job tackling ankles and stuff like that. Like, even on their part, you got to see the aggression and the hunger to want that. We talking about the coaches too. It's like sometimes the demeanor on the field just like, we just cool to be out here. We good enough to play with them. You should go out there thinking you better. Like, I want 11 guys on my side that think they the baddest MFs out. I'm the baddest MF out here. I need 10 more guys like that. Like, when I step on the field, I think I'm the best player in the world. I need 10 more guys like this. And it comes down from the coaches, too. Your coaches got to have that aura, too. Like, hey, I know coach going to put us in the best position to win this game. And sometimes players don't feel like that.
Yeah. So what's your advice to the team right now as they step forward?
Be aggressive. Play like, you really have nothing to lose. That's the point. Once you start losing, like, you got 3 points. We lost 3 games by 9 points combined. That's 3 or 4 plays that could have easily been the 3-0 in those games. You could look at each one of those games, 1 or 2 plays. Play disciplined football. Play to win. Like, I don't know if it's just me. When I watch that game, it just look like they just happen to be in the game sometimes. Like, they should have beat Clemson. They could have won all those games easily. Like, by 5 to 6 points easily. They just be happy to just be floating around. Let's see what's going to happen.
There's so much to talk about, and there's so much to do. I got to have you back on the show here within the next few days here, Crume. I got a little idea that I'm playing with, and I want to make it happen. And we will, by the grace of God, make it happen. But I love what you just said, and I don't think there's a better way to, conclude our segment today where you said, get it going, big fella. I know you can do it. Yeah, turn it up, big fella.
Great football. You got some guys. I think Schrader. I like Schrader. Like, listen, we got the ability to do it. Now it's time to do it. All this trying to figure it out. Stick to what you know. Go play football. Like, when stuff get hard, like I tell my players, football is simple. Go do what you do. We brought you here to do what you do. Just go do that. At the highest level. It's simple.
Yeah. Amen. That coming from Eric Crume here, Syracuse Orange and NFL defensive line alum and a fellow Libra, and we do it better in Libra season. And Libra season's all year long for us. So with that being said, Crume, I appreciate it. By the way, shout out to your social media. I saw how you've been dressing out there. You got the style is there, the baby doing her thing, the lady out. You definitely have been. Looks like you're living a good life. Looks like you're happy. I like to see my friends happy. My thing is I don't want to be eating at a table by myself. Who wants to eat at a table by themselves? Like when they say we eat, we all eat. I want everybody eating. I want that table being big as hell.
That's the logo from Syracuse. Everybody eats. Me, Reddish, Foy, that's what we do. Everybody eats.
Yeah,
It ain't fun being rich by yourself.
and that's the thing, man. I want everybody, having a good time. I don't want anybody worrying about their checking and their savings, and if they move it from the checking to the savings, that it won't go through. That's some Kevin Hart stuff. So I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate being a fellow Libra with you, and I'm so honored to be with you on my birthday with me, and just being a nice person in my life.
And in case y'all was wondering, it's 362 days to my next birthday.
Let's go. I love it. Crume, as always, I appreciate you, brother. Take care of yourself.
You two have an excellent rest of your birthday. Good stuff.
Here, folks, we got to do it quick because I got a lot of stuff coming up. Today. Got a busy birthday in a good way. Always a good way because God is great. So let's take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back right after this to wrap up Wake Up Call for the day after you hear from these fantastic partners. And Wake Up Call comes back to you inside the Cafe Kubal Studios. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
Right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. He kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York.
Cafe Cabal Mobile Cafe brings the cafe experience to you. We'll roll out to your neighborhood or office, ready to serve our locally crafted espresso bar to our loyal patrons. Inquire at cafecubal.com. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, located on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, is home to over 40 flavors with more than 200 flavors in their total wheelhouse. Sky's the limit for this sweet and savory Central New York company. Keep it local at your parties, fundraisers, wedding showers, baby showers, and more by calling 315-450-MA-PA. That's 315-450-6272 for popcorn bars with custom flavors and colors at your upcoming event. Make sure to visit them on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And for more information, go to maandpassnacks.com. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
Here at Progressive Dental, we understand the importance of regular dental visits and preventive care. Cleanings and checkups are essential to good oral health. We have multiple locations in the southern tier, so come visit us in Binghamton, Enwell, Kirkwood, Montrose, and Norwich. For self-pay non-insured patients, we offer the Smile Plan, which covers all of your cleanings, x-rays, and exams for an affordable yearly price. Call 607-754-2273 or 607-754-CARE to make an appointment today. For more information, visit our website at progressivedentalny.com.
The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, is worth the drive every time. Make sure you find your way out to the Millhouse Market today and enjoy their fantastic homemade breads, desserts, quinoa bowls, rice bowls, salads, brick oven pizzas, and sandwiches named after the families that helped to settle today's Pulaski. Ingrained in our taste buds and ingrained in our community, they are second to none. The Millhouse Market is absolutely positively worth the drive every Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. is normal hours, and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure you find your way out to the Millhouse Market. Change their hours up a little bit this week. You can get more information on that by going to their social media, Millhouse Market on Facebook and at Millhouse Market on Instagram, and of course I can share that for you as well. So a big shout out to the Millhouse Market and much love for all that they do and the fantastic food that I have loved so very much. It is never difficult for me to find something at the Millhouse Market. What is difficult is to try and figure out what the heck I'm going to order when I love so much of their menu. Really, I've never had anything on their menu that I don't like. So head out to the Millhouse Market today, 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. Worth the drive every time. Welcome back here to the Cafe Cabal Studios. So, let me tell you this now, and then I want a final word here. Tune in to Wake Up Call live, including tomorrow on TGIF, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT. Facebook.com/LiveNowDT. MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT. And on the WakeUpCallDT.com homepage. 5 different places to watch and listen to the show. Once the shows go live, you can get them in the archive by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or simply by searching Wake Up Call DT, one word, on Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, MixLR, YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Podbean, among others. And a big thanks to our proud partners in Central and Upstate New York that I appreciate so very much. Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, Progressive Dental, Avicoli's, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Pizza Man, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, the Millhouse Market, Lemoyne Dolphins, Honda City of Liverpool, PB&J's Lunchbox, Victory Sports Medicine, and Orthopedics, and Mother's Cupboard. And very proud to say Fins Up as the only multimedia marketing partner of Lemoyne College for the Dolphins. Appreciate them so very much. Wednesday is Dolphin time, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. But here on my birthday, I saved 3 fantastic specials for you. And you can go to YouTube right now as they're airing. And on Facebook, they're airing here too right now. So check them out. My AD&DT episode 4 on marketing initiatives at Lemoyne with Bob Beretta, the AD, as well as the first time ever me sitting down with President Linda Lemira of Lemoyne College, and bonus content. She puts me on the hot seat in rapid fire. Don't want to miss any of those that are coming up here on my birthday. Check out all the great stuff on our Lemoyne tab on WakeUpCallDT.com, as well as the composite schedule for the Lemoyne Dolphins, all of their sports. So make sure you check it out. Pacer Pride, as well, multimedia marketing partner, first ever in the history of Marywood University, my alma mater, and the only. And Pacer Pride airs for you every single month. We did a special at the top of the month on the first day, October 1st, with Executive Director of Athletics Pat Murphy. We have since gone on-site, on location, following just a few days after. They started practice on Friday, October 15th, and on Monday, October 18th to start off this week. We were on-site, on location, sitting down with Marywood women's basketball head coach Jen Carlton and Marywood men's basketball head coach Enrico Mastriani. Those Pacer Pride specials coming to you on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. We're going to share those again here today and throughout the week, and we definitely want you to check it out. And we have so much more coming up with the Pacers. Big shout out. Pacer Pride happening every month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Check out the Marywood tab on WakeUpCallDT.com, where you will also get their composite schedule. My final word, my final thought here. I send you my love. I appreciate you tremendously. I hope that you are all going to have a fantastic day. I don't want to have a great birthday. I want us to celebrate today. I want you to have a great day on my... let me put it to you like this. Now that what I was saying was I don't want to have a great birthday alone. I want to have a great birthday, and I will. I have a great day every day because God is great and life is good. I will have a great day every day. But I want you to have a great day on my birthday. So I want you and I to have a great day today. Can we do that? I love my grandfathers. I love my grandmas. I love my dogs, Mordu, Cinnamon, and Shady in heaven. My pets, Sunny, Magic, and Daredevil in heaven. My friends in heaven, Rob Edson, Jay Hammerin, Dustin Rhodes. Dustin, I could have done a lot more as a friend. Sarah George, I love you in heaven as well. Could have done more as a friend. And so a shout out to my great uncle Pat that just passed away. My great uncle Richie, my great uncle Bucky, my great uncle Alex, my great uncle Vincent, my great uncle Tony, my great uncle Pete, my great uncle Pat, and my great aunt Mary, Pal, everyone that's up there in heaven. I miss you. I love you. Appreciate you. Ramsey. And I just, God, I thank you that I get to wake up every single day and do what I love and love what I do. I love that you bless me with something every single day in my life, that on my hardest days, there's so much good I could take out of it. I thank you for my loved ones. I thank you for doing what I love and loving what I do. I thank you for my talents and honing those talents. I thank you for just having enough money. I thank you for having a home. I thank you for having Lily. I thank you for the hope of having children someday. Everything that is to come. 35 was so good. 36 going to be better. And I love 36 already. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you all for supporting me as we navigate this internet world and do everything we can, working out everything that we could do to bring you the best product available. I know God will lead the way with that, and I will do everything I can with that as well. And I just feel very blessed. I feel very blessed for the new love that has entered my life, and and that Venom, one of my favorite characters of all time, is on screen, and I get to watch him on my birthday, which I didn't know if that would ever happen. So I'm super pumped, and I'm super excited, and I'm just I'm just looking forward to everything. So I just want to tell you all I love you. I thank you for your support. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and that you realize that life is so much better when we're together. Thank you to Crume. Thank you to Mike Sofka. Thank you to all my guests that have been on the show. Check out WakeUpCallDT.com. And I send you all my love, man. I'll talk with you all soon, and I'm so honored. I'm so privileged. I'm so thankful. This birthday is a reflection of just gratitude of 35 great years as I start year 36. So thank you, God, for my life. And, be good, be safe, be well. God bless, as always. No stress.